human rejection could sometimes be God's protection. Okay, sometimes we're bummed out when we don't get certain things, or we don't get that certain person's number, or we just don't get what we want in that time, right? However, have you ever thought about maybe it's just not meant for me to have it? Or that person, the number I wanted from that person, they didn't give it to me for a reason. Maybe that was God protecting you, like, hey, this person isn't good for you. Okay, and I know it's hard, especially when you're dating or you're looking to date and you get rejected. That's why a lot of people don't approach people no more, because they're afraid of rejection. And then when they get rejected, they just stop trying to approach people. However, have you ever been in a situation where you was trying to get a certain person number, and then in the end, they rejected you, but you realize, hey, you heard a story about them, and maybe that person was the most horrible person ever, and you're like, oh my gosh, I am so glad I didn't get that person's number, because I'd be going through hell right now. Or maybe you filled out an application for a job, you even went in for 2 interviews, and you thought you was going to get the job, and you didn't get it, and it may have crushed you. And then later down the line, you found out that job is horrible. Maybe a family member or a friend worked there before, and they was like, bro, or sis, it's a good thing you didn't work there, because they treat their employees horrible. See, we don't tend to think about that, because when we don't get what we want, we always beat ourselves up and we think about the negative. But sometimes that's just God protecting you from the evil from that place, or the evil from that person. And if you don't believe in God, maybe that's just the universe telling you, hey, that certain something isn't good for you. Okay? So as hard as it is, don't be afraid of rejection. You know, when rejection happens, you're never going to get a yes 100% of the time in this life. You just won't. You're not going to get everything that you want in this life. Everything won't be a yes, okay? But don't take that the wrong way, because sometimes that could be the universe trying to protect you from certain things, okay? So when you get rejected next time from whatever you ask or whatever you want and you don't get it, hey, always remember this. It's on to the next, and eventually you'll get what you want. However, if you get rejected from something, don't beat yourself up, because it's part of life. So just keep going, and eventually you'll get what you want.